So you have heard about Linux, maybe you're curious, maybe you're tired of Windows and someone told you to try Zorin OS. Good choice. Zorin OS is one of the most popular Linux distribution out there, especially for beginners, and for a very good reason. It looks and feels a lot like Windows, so the transition is much smoother. It's fast, it's clean, it's free, and it just works on most hardware. That's why so many people recommend it as their very first Linux experience. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete installation of Zorin OS 18.1 step by step, no experience needed at all. Before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Alright, let's get into it. Before we do anything, let's make sure your PC can actually run Zorin OS. Here are the minimum system requirements. A 64-bit processor. Most PCs made in the last 10 years are fine, or even older. At least 4 GB of RAM, 8 GB is recommended for a smoother experience. At least 25 GB of free storage on your drive, or display with at least 1024 by 768 resolution. If your PC meets those, you are good to go. Now, apart from your PC, there are a couple of things you need to have ready before we start. First, a USB drive that is at least 8 GB in size. This is going to be our installer. We'll put Zorin OS onto this USB, boot from it and install from there. Just make sure there's nothing important on that USB because it will be wiped during this process. Second, plug in your charger. The installation can take up to 10 to 15 minutes and you don't want your laptop dying halfway through. Just plug it in and leave it plugged in. Third, back up your data. This is really important. If you are planning to erase your drive and do a fresh install, everything on that drive will be gone. So before anything else, back up your photos, documents, anything you care about. Copy them to an external drive or USB or a cloud storage. There's one more thing to take care of before we boot from the USB, and that's disabling secure boot in your BIOS or UEFI settings. Secure boot is a feature that prevents your PC from running operating systems that aren't approved. It's useful for security, but it can block Linux from starting up. To disable it, restart your PC and press the BIOS key as your computer boots up. This is usually F2, F10, F12 or delete key depending upon your PC brand. Look for a secure boot option under security or boot section and set it to disabled and then save it and exit. Alright, here I'm using Windows 11. Now we head over to Zorin's official website. Link is provided in the description, and download the latest Zorin OS 18.1 ISO. You can choose the nearest mirror for higher download speed. And next, go to rufus.ie to download Rufus, which we use to make a bootable USB. Select the latest version and download it. Now I have both downloaded files here. Now it's time to plug in your installer USB and then open Rufus. And then under device, select your installer USB. Under boot selection, pick the Zorin OS ISO that we just downloaded and leave everything as it is. Click start and confirm any prompts, and this process may take up to 5 minutes. Okay, now it's done. Keep the USB drive plugged into your PC and then restart. And then as it boots, press your boot menu key, again usually F12, F10 or escape, and choose the USB drive from the list. Your PC will now boot into Zorin OS from the USB. Now select install or try Zorin OS. You can skip disk checking by pressing Ctrl+C, and after a moment you'll see the first screen. It asks you to choose between try Zorin OS or install Zorin OS. If you want to try it first, go ahead and click try Zorin OS. It will load up full desktop environment straight from the USB. Explore it, see how it feels, test your hardware. But for this video, I'm going to click on install Zorin OS and walk through the installation process. The installer will open up. Now choose your keyboard layout. You can connect to wireless network. We're simply going to skip this now. Next, you'll see some checkboxes. You'll see an option to install third-party software. I strongly recommend you check this box. What it does is automatically installs drivers and codecs that Zorin OS can't include by default for licensing reasons, but that you'll almost certainly need, things like playing MP3, MP4 videos, connecting to certain Wi-Fi cards and so on. Just check it, it makes your life much easier, and then click on continue. Here you will see three different options. Install alongside them or Windows. This keeps Windows on your PC and lets you choose at the startup which one to boot into. This is called dual booting, and it's great if you want to keep Windows available. And second option, erase disk and install Zorin OS. This completely wipes the selected drive and installs Zorin OS fresh. Everything on that drive will be gone. If you have backed up your data and you are ready to fully switch, this is the one to choose. Something else, this is for advanced users who want to manually set up partitions. If you are a beginner, skip this one for now. For this video, we are going to choose erase disk and install Zorin OS. Just remember, this will completely erase the selected drive, and make sure you have backed up everything important before you click this. Now you need to select the proper drive. In my setup, I can see three drives listed. One is my primary drive, 512 GB SSD. This is where Windows is installed, and select this if you want to remove Windows and install Zorin OS on this drive. Another one is secondary SSD, 256 GB. This is the drive I actually want to install Zorin OS on. And the third one is the installer USB itself, 16 GB. You don't want to toss this one. This is where you need to be careful. Make sure you select the correct internal drive if you are not sure which one is which. You can identify them by their size. Your main window drive will usually be the largest one. Your USB will be the smallest. After selecting your option, the installer will ask you to confirm the changes. It will show you what's about to happen to your drive. Double check that it's the right disk. Then click on continue to confirm. Next, you'll be asked to choose your time zone. And then now you'll need to set up your user account. You'll need to fill in your name, just your name or whatever you want displayed, your computer's name, your username. This is what you'll use to log in. Your password, choose something secure. You'll need to type it twice to confirm. Below that, you'll see two options: login automatically or require password to log in. The default is to require a password, and I recommend keeping it that way. It adds a basic layer of security and it's a good practice. Once you have filled everything in, click continue. And now you just wait. The installation will run on its own. You'll see a progress bar and some slides showing you what Zorin OS can do. This usually takes up to 10 to 15 minutes depending upon how fast your drive is. Just leave it running and let it do its thing. Once the installation is complete, a dialog box will appear telling you it's done. Click restart now. The system will start sorting down, and then it will prompt you to remove the installer USB, and then press enter. Go ahead, pull out the USB and then press enter. Your PC will restart, and after a moment you'll boot into Zorin OS for the first time. You'll see a login screen. Now you enter your password and then you're in. A welcome screen will pop up. It will offer you a quick tour of Zorin OS, some set of options and some tips to get you started. You can go through the tour if you'd like to. It's quite helpful for beginners, or you just can close it and start exploring on your own. Either way, congratulations, you just installed Zorin OS. And that's it. That's the complete installation of Zorin OS 18.1 from start to finish. If you ran into any issues or if something looked different on your screen, drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single comment and I'll do my best to help you out. And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the video reach more people who are trying to switch to Linux. And if you want more Linux tips, guides and tutorials just like this, make sure you have subscribed to NCX Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.